I see you. You're holding it all together and you're completely exhausted inside. You're depleted. This journal is to help you step by step, day by day, regain your footing, regain clarity in your life, regain the strength to move forward, to gain momentum with the community behind you, that wind beneath your wings, so that you can seek the healing that you know you need and that you know you deserve. Hi, I'm Nikki Thompson Frazier. I own Sweet Encounter Bakery, and I have always loved food. I grew up in a family that loved food. My mom loved to cook. My dad loved to cook. I couldn't do anything else but cook. And so I love sharing food with other people, desserts, sweets, all of it. And so when I lost my mom 8 years ago, May 29th, in my kitchen, it took a lot out of me to figure out how to rebuild my life again through that loss. And what I realized is that I needed that love and that nurturing, kind of like how food nourishes your body. That journaling was nourishing my body, and it was helping me get stronger and stronger every day. And now I know I want to share that with other people. I know that my mom would want me to share my story with other people. I know that when she passed away in my kitchen, she did not want that to be my last chapter. She did not want that to be the pain that I held on to for the rest of my life, because she wasn't that kind of mom. She would want me to take that pain and turn it into power. And so that's what I'm doing, is I'm turning it into power, and I'm also helping other people to turn their pain into power. A life worth tasting. This journal is for the woman who is silently falling apart, but trying to keep it all together, right? That woman who is broken, tired, depleted, numb, tasteless, where you cannot even enjoy, savor the life that you have, because we want to be able to taste our life. And so if that is you, if that is someone you know, this journal is for you. Every day will be a prompt where you can write, and it's actually a time capsule. So every day, for example, the question may be, what are you thirsting for? What is it in your life that you are really thirsting for? And you write that down. And then the next year you come back that same day and you write it down again. And it might be something different. It might be something the same. Hopefully it's changed, right? Hopefully as you're progressing through this journal, you're starting to see incremental, small bits of change. So many times we try to change overnight, but change doesn't happen overnight. My healing has taken me 8 years to heal. And I'm still healing. I'm still growing. But when I look back at my old journals, I can see the progression. I can see the blessing. I can see how things are changing. And then there's questions like, what is it that you would do if you couldn't fail? And then I always put in a little bit of quote. Some of them are my mom's isms, like, nothing beats a failure but a try. So the question is, what do you want to try? What is something you want to do, even if you thought you would fail, right? Because my mom always told me, do it, do it, do it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So I try to weave a lot of her isms into the journal, because it helped to remind me as I was going through my healing process of those little messages that she would say to me to remind me of who I am and remind me of what I can do and what the possibilities are. So the journal really is a guided process. It should take you no more than 2 to 3 minutes every single day. And we're going to have journaling circles where you can get together with friends, even people you don't know, who are committed to their healing process, who are committed to transformation, who are committed to living a life worth tasting. In my journal, A Life Worth Tasting, I created flavor profiles. And these are profiles of typical people, just like you and me, who are going through life, whether you're someone who feels unseen in your life, where you feel like people don't really see the essence of who you really are. Or maybe you're undernourished, where you literally do not have what you need in order to thrive. And there were times in my life through this grief journey where I literally did not have what I needed. And some of it was because I was not feeding myself. And so the other one is overstretched. How many of us are overstretched? Let me tell you, before the pandemic, I was doing all the things to disguise my pain. I was the PTA president. I was the Girl Scout troop leader. I was working full time. I was volunteering in the community. I was involved in all these organizations. I was doing all the things. I was the executive director for a nonprofit at one time. I was a board president at another time, doing all the things, right? Overextending myself so that I did not have to deal with my pain. I see you. The last flavor profile is numb. How many of us are just numb? It's like we don't even feel anything. Sometimes we're numbing ourselves with medication, we're numbing ourselves with alcohol, we're numbing ourselves with caffeine, with sex, whatever it is, we're numbing the pain. And so we want to be able to take the unseen, the undernourished, the overstretched, and the numb people, and we want to make you whole again. We want you to have a life worth tasting. We want to name the shame, name whatever it is that's going on in your life so that it can be better. Now, how is this going to happen with this journal? So with the journal, every day you get a question. The question could be, what are you thirsting for? The question could be, what is one thing you can do today to make you happy, to make you smile? It could be, what is one thing that you want to stop doing that is not benefiting you? So there's lots of questions every day to help move the needle so that you can start to see, peel back the layers. What are you doing that you should not be doing, right? What should you stop doing? So many times we think about the things that we should be doing. How many times do we ask ourselves, what should we stop doing? Because there are things in our life that we should stop doing that are not benefiting us. It's not helping us. So those are some questions that we're going to ask ourselves. And we're going to do that for 365 days. And it's just 1 to 2 minutes a day. You'll get a question. You'll write the year. You'll write your answer. It's just 1 or 2 sentences. And then the next year, you come back to that same page. You get to ask yourself that question again. And then a third year, because I believe in a threefold method. And because grief, healing, it happens over time. Grief does not go away immediately. It took me 8 years and I'm still healing. And so I just want to encourage everyone that you have to be patient with yourself, give yourself time, because healing takes time and you have to be willing to invest in it. That's why we have community. We have community to help you along the way, to encourage you, especially in those times where it gets tough and you want to quit, you want to give up. You liked your life for being unseen. You like being overstretched. You like doing all the things. You really didn't, but you think you do. So sometimes it's easier to do what you feel is most comfortable than to do what you feel is not safe or what is different, even though you know your healing is on the other side of that. And so we want to, as a community, help you get to the other side.